ignore that. I'm just currently packing up my hotel room. I really, really wish I could just talk about the last episode of Lower Decks. I'm a Star Trek fan. I really wish I could be talking about David Tennant returning as the 14th Doctor, as I'm a Doctor Who fan. But yeah. Here I am, talking about a subject that should not be a fucking issue. It really shouldn't. According to the Snopes, school shootings are at a record high here in the year 2022. As of October 24th, there have been 257 shootings on school campuses, passing the 250 total for all of 2021. We all know the answer to this. We all know the solution. Because the solution is ridiculously stupid. It is right there. And there is one group of people who are adamant that it's not the solution. They say it is not a gun problem. That's the issue, by the way. It's a gun problem. But yet, people who continuously say it's not a gun problem, it's not a gun problem, it's a fucking mental health problem. Yeah, that is a part of the problem. But yet, guess what they do? They turn down legislation to raise awareness, to raise funding for mental health research. Fuck. They're actively telling people, fuck your mental health. This is the issue. If they're unwilling to put the funding and money into mental health research and awareness and everything that goes around it, and they're unwilling to do anything about the guns, add legislation that makes it harder to get guns for those who have mental illnesses, who have a criminal background, who, especially those with a violent criminal background, those of domestic abuse, one actively doing the domestic abuse, they're not willing to do anything. Because if they keep this up and let school shootings and mass shootings and crimes with guns continue in this country, they could say it's the other people's fault. No, it's not our fault. Just don't look at everything that voted against that could help this. It's their fault. Despite they're the ones who's introducing this legislation and only ones voting for it. It's their fault. It's because they're radical. The answer to this is simple. To help those affected by this and prevent them being affected in the future, outlaw certain types of weapons, especially those of the assault type. Ban those getting weapons who do have a history of mental illness, criminal background, especially those within a violent nature, and those affected by domestic abuse, specifically those doing the domestic abuse. It's simple. By doing this, suicide rates are actually going to go down, believe it or not. Murder rates are going to go down, believe it or not. And mass/school shootings are going to go down, believe it or not. And I know a very common argument. All it's doing is keeping the good people from getting the guns. It's not going to stop the criminals from taking guns. Actually, yes, it will. Because, think about this. We take these weapons off the free market. Yes, they will go to the black market and the gray markets. But you know what's going to happen once they get there? The prices for them on the black and gray markets are going to absolutely explode. If you think inflation is high now, wait until you see the inflation on the black and gray markets for these guns. They're going to go through the roof. It's going to be taking those criminals who have an exorbitant amount of money to get them. Your common criminals will not be able to get them. The reason why weapons are so cheap on the gray and black markets is because the prevalence of them on the, legal market, on the open market. It's actually that simple. If you look at countries like Australia, fully automatic weapons, assault type weapons, anything really bigger than a hunting rifle and a side pistol, are expensive on the black market. The same with Europe and England. They're really expensive on the great black markets, to the point that most criminals really don't carry weapons with them. The fact that this is having to be said in this country is absolutely ridiculous. But I know what people are going to say. Look at Chicago. Yeah, do you know the state that Illinois fucking borders, especially the one right next to Chicago? That's Indiana. Do you know what Indiana does not have? Real gun laws. In fact, their gun laws are so fucking loose, they flood into Chicago. And Illinois has a hard time dealing with it. Even though Illinois has really strict gun laws. The answer is really stupid and really simple. Put money into mental health issues. And research and coverage, and you know the drill. And get these weapons off the fucking street and make them illegal. And here's a way you could really do it. Ban all current sales, and those sales who are currently going through just waiting for the weapon, refund them, and promote a buyback program. And promote a buyback weapon that's actually somewhat worth it. At a price point that's actually somewhat worth it. Not the exact price of the gun, but at a decent used price. At a price that a gun shop actually might consider buying that weapon. Not buying that, but a gun shop might be willing to. At a price point, a gun shop might throw out there for that type of weapon. It's actually not that hard. Yeah, people are going to be making bank from it. It's capitalism. What do you expect? But that's my rambling. By the way, I packed its cable. And I had it right here. Making sure I was speaking into it. I'm a fucking idiot. Take care, guys. Catch you guys right back here in the very near future. Actually, maybe not from this hotel room. It might be from Wyoming. By the way, that's what I'm doing. I'm moving back to Wyoming here in about a week. Take care, guys.